Last year I thought it would be my youngest son's last yurt trip, and I even said so in my video. Fortunately, my oldest son and I were able to convince my youngest to make the trip out again. It helped that he changed jobs, got a significant raise, and a lot more paid vacation. It also helped to invite some grandkids to join in the fun. My youngest son brought his oldest daughter, age 3, and my oldest son brought his son, age 5. Not to be outdone with inviting new people on our annual backcountry ski trip, I invited my wife. The addition of females and children changed the trip, and we all admit they made it better. It also meant building a third polk sled, which came together in a few hours one afternoon. For the past 2 years, we have trekked out to Boundary Creek Yurt that is part of the Bear River Outdoor Recreation Alliance yurt system. Over the past summer, my oldest son and I made the lengthy journey to help maintain that yurt. In return for our efforts, we were blessed with access to early reservations and picked the Ridge Yurt for this year's trip. It is slightly larger than Boundary Creek and sleeps 8 instead of 6. It also comes with a couch and electric lights. The downside is that the skiing is not as good, but that was part of our plan. We drove to the trailhead Wednesday morning and got ready to travel the 4.5 miles to our destination. That is a long way to go with children, and so we put them in a tracks side by side with Nana and my youngest son. My oldest son and I headed out on our alpine touring equipment in single-digit temperatures and worked hard to stay warm. My son and I didn't have to worry about pulling sleds on the trip out, as we packed them on the back of the side-by-side. Without the extra weight, we opted to shave 0.6 of a mile off our journey and utilize Dead Man's Traverse. Now I know I have said bad things about that route in the past, and if you are pulling a polk sled, I recommend against that trail. However, it is the faster route and also very scenic. We didn't mind it this year. Now the logic for sending my youngest son with Nana and the kids was so he could make sure we had plenty of wood chopped and a fire started when we arrived. That worked well as we skied up to a warm and well-stocked yurt just in time to help start making dinner. We woke up the second morning and played in the snow. Unfortunately, it had been several weeks since the last storm, so we had to deal with wind and sun crust. If we didn't have the kids with us, we would have ended the trip early and gone home that day. No need to hike for turns when the turns are not that great and arguably better at our home resort. When we decided to bring the kids, we knew skiing would take a back seat to playing in the snow, and so we enjoyed other winter activities like snowshoeing, following animal tracks in the snow, playing card games at night, and building pine cone people. The kids loved being in the backcountry and doing things they don't normally get the chance to experience. They also loved Jiffy Pop popcorn every evening. We spent one more night in the yurt and then packed up our sleds for the 5.11 mile trip back to the car. Fortunately, we had over 1,000 feet of elevation drop and could gently ski most of the way. We did have a few uphill sections where we just removed our skis and hiked a short bit. The kids loved riding in the sleds on the downhill and willingly jumped out to help make it easier for dads on those non-gravity friendly inclines. Everyone considers this year's trip a huge success. It opened our minds to bringing more people next year. There are several more yurts in the Brora collection, including Beulah Vista, with room for 12. I sincerely advise against bringing anyone younger than 3 years old, as the wood stove is insanely dangerous for kids that easily forget it is a burn hazard. For that matter, leave anyone home that likes to horse around and runs the risk of unintentional injury. We hope you liked this year's backcountry ski video. If you did, don't forget to click the like button. Also be sure to subscribe as there are more videos on the way.